Namaste. On 24th August, Mercury will go retrograde. So the time from 24th August to 16th September is going to be a bit messy. There will be many misunderstandings, miscommunications. You may forget some files. Many such things will happen. So in this podcast, I have talked briefly about the impact of this retrograde Mercury on all 12 zodiac signs. And at the same time, in the end of the podcast, I have shared a beautiful story, a hilarious story. So make a point to listen to this story. I am sure you will have a good smile. So let's begin. Retrograde Mercury leads to a messy situation, and if you have a retrograde Mercury in your birth chart, then you are definitely going to get more messy and being misunderstood during this retrograde Mercury period starting from August 24th to September 16th. Mercury is the way you process your thoughts. It is like a software, and retrograde Mercury means a software with many default bugs that never get resolved. Retrograde Mercury, however, makes you oversmart. You tend to outsmart your opponents and win major deals during this retrograde period. So, retrograde Mercury makes the native a very smart person who knows how to crack a difficult exam or how to make his way through all the challenges and difficulties in life. So, financially, materially, this retrograde Mercury may prove beneficial, but when it comes to personal life, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to making decisions, the native is a total gone case. He or she is just difficult to deal with when it comes to relationship. At times, such a native behaves strangely, and so strange behavior, strange thought process, weird opinions is a trademark of native born with retrograde Mercury. That is why many a time such men and women are labeled as total mad or gone case by others who just cannot understand this strange software that these natives carry within their heads. Now that Mercury is going retrograde from August 24th to September 16th, I will quickly highlight certain points that you should be cautious. Aries moon sign natives should be cautious while dealing with matters related to children as well as stock market. In case you are a creative person and working on some creative art, then be aware and ensure that you don't make any major mistakes that you may regret in future. If you are born with Taurus moon sign, then Taurus moon sign native should be aware while dealing with land properties or when buying a new vehicle, as you may commit some silly mistake in making your decisions and later you may regret heavily. So do not make any major decisions regarding buying a property or vehicle until Mercury goes direct on 16th September. Issues regarding your home, mother may arise and you may be forced to deal with it. Take good care of your health as you may be prone to allergies and chest pain during this period. So focus on doing daily exercise and then you will be alright. Gemini moon sign native should be cautious when communicating at workplace or when communicating with your lover, because a miscommunication and misunderstandings can hit your good prospects. And so think thrice before you speak. In plain words, keep your mouth shut and just do what needs to be done. Else, your spoken or written words can cause much havoc in your public and private life. Cancer moon sign natives should be cautious of their savings. Protect your money and be aware while doing online transactions, as you may become an easy target for hackers. In today's time, millions of dollars are being hacked by online fraudsters. So be aware when dealing online, especially when Mercury is retrograde. Enhance your online security. Protect your online social media accounts from getting hacked. Stay away from negative, offensive people. Block them immediately. Do not show any mercy, because these online negative, offensive fellows can cause much trouble to your mind. Some issues regarding family matters may arise, so be aware and keep yourself mentally prepared. Leo moon sign natives should be cautious of overdoing and overthinking. This retrograde Mercury period can drive you crazy and you may feel lost. Some of you may find yourself too busy during this period, and then because of this busyness, you will be missing many of your family events. So you should focus on finding balance between work and home, work and family. If you can balance work life with your family life, then you will be able to easily walk through this retrograde Mercury period. Virgo moon sign native should be cautious of overspending. During this period, your expenses may grow and you may also suffer from insomnia. If you are already having sleepless nights, then this period will be more challenging, since it will make your insomnia more severe than otherwise. Overthinking and overspending, just take care of these two tendencies and then you will be alright. Focus on doing more meditations and more chantings during this period. Remaining calm and practicing pranayam can be of great help. Libra moon sign natives should be cautious of social media interactions. Think twice before posting or sharing anything on social media. You may become a target for trollers and you may get badly trolled. So be aware before posting anything on social media. Some of you may face issues with friends at large. Networking issues or getting misunderstood in friend circle are some of the traits that you should be aware of. So go slow, maintain a low profile until September 16. Scorpio moon sign natives may face certain chaotic situation at workplace. Some of you may find new job opportunities. Businessmen may suffer more during this period, as some miscalculations may lead to major loss. Overall, this period is of caution for those working at higher positions and for those who are independent businessmen. So go slow and delay your decisions until Mercury goes direct on 16th September. Sagittarius moon sign natives should be cautious when traveling long distance. If you are doing some research or some doctorate course, then you may have to revisit your works. This is a good period to find more clarity in your thought process, as retrograde Mercury will give you the opportunity to sit back and revisit all that happened during the last 4 months of your life. And this act of revisiting, analyzing will provide you with a new idea, a new perspective, a new strategy that will work in your favor when Mercury goes direct on September 16th. Capricorn moon sign natives will discover some new insights during this retrograde Mercury period. However, you need to be cautious when dealing with strangers. Ensure that you don't let your friends or outsiders cross their boundaries. Don't let others trespass your personal life. Focus on strengthening your security and also maintain secrecy about your project work. Remember, there are men and women who are jealous of your success, and so you should do everything secretly and by keeping things highly confidential. Aquarius moon sign native should be cautious when dealing with people, especially if you are a public figure or if you have an active social life, then be very careful when communicating with others. If you are married, then you may face some misunderstanding issues with your marriage partner. So ensure that your communication with your marriage partner is loud and clear, and maintain a good environment in your home by controlling your tongue. Keep your mouth shut and focus on doing what needs to be done. Pisces moon sign natives should be extra cautious when dealing with colleagues at workplace. There is a possibility that people at workplace may misunderstand you, and that can lead to conflict at workplace. So remain silent, communicate clearly, and maintain a low profile at your workplace. Humility is always appreciated, so stay humble, and that will save you from all the troubles at workplace. Overall, retrograde Mercury's main action is happening in Uttara Falguni and Purva Falguni nakshatra. Mercury will go retrograde on 24th August in Uttara Falguni nakshatra, and then on 28th August this retrograde Mercury will enter backwards in Purva Falguni nakshatra. So the most primary matters affected by retrograde Mercury is health, wealth, and relationships. So you all should be careful and cautious during this period. If there are any major decisions to be taken, then make those decisions before Mercury goes retrograde on 24th August. Always remember, retrograde Mercury period is a period when you are compelled to look back and correct yourself and your actions. It is an opportunity, a second chance for you. If you can make something positive out of this second chance, then it only makes your life more happier, more beautiful. And so it is likely that those who had lost their jobs may find another job during this period, or those who have been suffering at their workplace may get a new job opportunity in some other company. Similarly, if you had some serious relationship issues, then this period will help you to sit back, introspect, and find out what went wrong in your relationship. And if you are an evolving soul, if you are a meditative soul, then you may realize your own shortcomings and you will try to correct yourself by giving one more chance to your failing relationship. Yesterday Mohan asked, why relationship fail? Because it is based on ordinary love. Ordinary love is greedy by nature. You will be surprised to know that the English word love comes from a very ugly root in Sanskrit. It comes from lobh. Lobh means greed. And as far as ordinary love is concerned, it is a kind of greed. That's why there are people who love money. There are people who love houses. There are people who love this, who love that. Even if they love a woman or a man, it is simply their greed. They want to possess everything beautiful. It is a power trip. And in this power trip, the wife or the female is always powerful. She holds the key, and the husband or the lover becomes a henpecked person, a henpecked husband. I have heard a story. In the life of one of the great emperors of India, Akbar, there is a small story. He was very much interested in all kinds of talented people, and from all over India, he had collected 9 people, the most talented geniuses who were known as the 9 jewels of Akbar's court. One day, just gossiping with his wise counselors, Akbar said, "Last night I was discussing with my wife. She is very insistent that every husband is henpecked. I tried hard, but she says, I know many families, but I have never found any husband who is not henpecked. What do you think?" he asked the counselors. One of the counselors, Birbal, said, "Perhaps she is right, because you could not prove it. You yourself are a henpecked husband. Otherwise, you could have given her a good beating, then and there proving that, look, here is a husband." He said, "That I cannot do, because I have to live with her. It is easy to advise somebody else to beat his wife. Can you beat your wife?" Birbal said, "No, I cannot. I simply accept that I am a henpecked husband, and your wife is right." But Akbar said, "It has to be found. In the capital, there must be at least one husband who is not henpecked. There is no rule in the world which has no exception, and this is not a rule at all." So he said to Birbal, "You take my 2 beautiful Arabian horses, one was black, one was white, and go around the capital, and if you can find a man who is not henpecked, you can give him the choice. Whichever horse he wants is a present from me." They were valuable. In those days, horses were very valuable, and those were the most beautiful horses. Birbal said, "It is useless, but if you say, I will go." He went, and everybody was found to be henpecked. It was very ordinary. He would just call the person and call his wife and ask, "Are you henpecked or not?" The man would look at the wife and say, "You should have asked when I was alone. This is not right. You will create unnecessary trouble. Just for a horse, I am not going to destroy my life. You take your horses. I don't want any." But one man was sitting in front of his house, and 2 persons were massaging him. He was a wrestler, a champion wrestler, a very strong man. Birbal thought, perhaps this man, he can kill anybody without any weapons. If he can hold neck, you are finished. Birbal said, "Can I ask you a question?" He said, "Question? What question?" Birbal said, "Are you henpecked?" That man said, "First let us greet each other, a handshake." And he crushed Birbal's hand and said, "Unless you start crying and tears start coming from your eyes, I will not leave your hand. Your hand is finished. You dare to ask me such a question?" And Birbal was crying. Birbal was dying, and he was almost a man of steel, and tears started coming. And he said, "Just leave me. You are not henpecked. I have just come to a wrong place. But where is your wife?" He said, "Look, she is there, cooking my breakfast." A very small woman was cooking his breakfast. The woman was so small and the man was so big that Birbal said there is a possibility that perhaps this man is not henpecked. He will kill this woman. So he said, now there is no need to go further into investigation. You can choose either horse from these two, black and white, a reward from the king for the one who is not henpecked. And at that time, that small woman said, don't choose the black, otherwise I will make your life a hell. The man said, no, I will choose the white, you just keep quiet. Birbal said, you don't get either, neither white nor black. It is all finished. You lost the game. You are a henpecked husband. Remember, relationship is a power trip. Couples fight to show their domination over each other, and mostly it is found that the game ends with power in the wife's hand. She makes you a perfect henpecked husband. Enough for now. Take good care of yourself and remember to meditate and chant every day. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.